What? How y'all doing? Oh, that feels really weird just saying that versus, alright. Because I've been saying that for years in vlogs. It just feels really weird. I have two rules that I live life by, and I'm going to break one of them tonight. This is not what I wanted to talk about, but... So the two rules: avoid death, as best you can. It's going to come eventually, but as best you can. And try not to be a dick. We're going for number 2, just in case anyone's curious. If you have some random opinion about a group of people, and it comes from some stupid idea you've got in your head or has been put in your head, shut up. Okay? Just shut up. Going on and on and on. If you think your way is better, prove it. Prove it. So, I've been working on some little projects today. I'm not even going to bother going into details as to what they were, but there was a lot of downtime between stages, and so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do some reading. I'm going to get the pens and the papers, and I'm going to get the books, and I'm going to read, and I'm going to take notes. And in the end, I didn't take notes, so I was just sat reading, and it was groovy. I've been reading 2 books. Doesn't matter what they are just yet. I'll let people know when I finished reading them. But there's people like, whoa, dude, you can read? Minds have been blown right there. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Would you believe I went to school once? Yeah, once we can believe that. Well, just trust me, I can read. Sometimes I can read. Sometimes I can even understand it. But I'm reading these 2 books, and there's a lot of fluff going on with just kind of. I don't want to come across as like. I'm always going to come across sounding kind of bigoted, racist, sexist, whatever. I always put that out there, and then people say, "No, mate, you're just opinionated." Maybe, but I can't be dealing with all this random fluff hatred for random fluff stupid reasons that mean absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, right? If you want to know what the true race on this planet is, right? There's the human race. Nothing else really matters in the grand scheme of things. Skin color don't matter, gender doesn't really matter. Religious choices don't really matter. Sexuality doesn't matter. None of this fluff matters. It just doesn't matter. We're all one people. Let's all come together and sort stuff out, rather than picking some random little ideology and saying this is what's going to fix the world. This is the thing. Not true usually. Maybe like your plan's going to fix 30%, but it doesn't mean that you have the right to be a complete jackass because of it. Okay, let's stop that. Let's stop elevating ourselves above everyone else just because we've got an idea. So just cut out the random hatred for a start. There's absolutely no need for it. It's complete enough fluff. Cut it out. Let's move forwards. So I started thinking about the whole, prove me wrong, right? If you've got an idea and you think that makes you superior or your way is the best way, prove it. But don't prove it to, don't come here and start pushing it on me. Prove it where it actually matters. Take the idea somewhere that's actually going to make a difference. So, I'm going to come up with my save the world theory that everyone's going to just jump up and down and shout and scream at me for. I don't think, right? I don't think So this is an example of, like, taking an idea and proving a point, right? Don't go around, let's say, take solar power, right? Don't take solar power to people in California. They don't care. They're already living a life of privilege, right? Take it to somewhere that matters. Take it to somewhere where it's actually going to make a difference. And then people are going to go, oh, mate, that works really well. Let's do that. Other than, big money. But because here's the thing. You want to save the world, I think there's a couple of things we need to fix. Education. And as this is going to sound really stupid, it's not going to be the internet. That comes later. Okay? The open distribution of information is a grand old thing, but there are other ways we can do it. There's another key component. It's not water. It's electricity. We need to sort out electricity. If you want to save the world, let's sort out electricity. Distribution of electricity, cheap, clean electricity around the world. Where did that come from? Well, I got it into my head that, as I say, I'm just thinking about why all these people are jumping up and down, shouting and screaming, saying that we're better than you, and our ideas are this and that and whatever, and just... We might save a few percent, but I reckon there's a load of untapped geniuses out there. Genii, whatever. And there's a lot of genies out there. And they're just not... We're losing them because they're not given the opportunity to thrive. And we seem to think that something as simple as, I don't know, if you go to some places in developing countries, hey, yo, mate, here's some clean water. Clean water's great, but what about all the other things that people are getting wiped out by? Joe, you've got a lovely well that you can now go to, but you're still reading by candlelight if you're reading at all. Why not, like, random solar company, instead of trying to show Californians and Yankees and that this is the way forwards, take it to a developing country and say, bam, here you go, electrical grid. Good, clean energy. And why good, clean energy? Because you can't tell people in developing countries, they can't do what we did. Me living in a kind of a developed country, the United Kingdom, right? I can't go up to random Joe Blogs and say, you can't do what people in my country did because, well, you're going to screw everything up. How about, instead, I go, hey, capacity's a bit off now. There's a lot more people now. If you do what we did, yes, you are going to really stuff things up. I know this because we did that. How about we sidestep all of that bowl and go this way. This way's better. This way's newer. And then you can help yourself. We'll show you how this works. We'll show you how to set it up. We'll show you how to make it. Right? And then you can, better yourself. Get the old electricity out there. It's great having clean water. But what about all the other stuff? But they've got clinics over there, Skaz. Clinics are great if you can keep your medicines on chill. If they ain't got electricity, what are they going to do? Ice sheds? We could set up so many other things with electricity. Build people an electrical grid. There are people out there cooking with literal crap because they need stuff to burn. They need light, they need heat, they need energy. And if all of the developed countries do what we did back when we had a much smaller population, we're stuffed. Everyone's stuffed. So why not push the modern technology to somewhere that really needs it and prove that it actually works? Don't do anything that's going to really put people out or anything, I'm going to completely destroy their environment and all that to prove this. Don't shove it down their throats or anything. But if they're like, hey, do you want to give it a go? And they say, yeah, mate, go for it. Just don't go jabbing people and all that kind of stuff just to screw with people. But it was just a thought. I'm getting really tired of people fighting and bickering with each other about silly little things. I know I've just kind of made it sound like it's a really simple thing to do, which means it's probably actually really hard in practice, like all the red tape and all of that. But I don't know. We argue about everything over here. We claim to be so great as a people, but all we do is rip crap out of each other over silly little things. Race, religion, gender, sexuality. Christ, even my diet comes under fire. I'm superior because, I don't know, this or that or whatever. Stop. We're already sat on we're already sat on the throne here. We need to make it so that everyone else can do that too, but without nuking everything in the process. Think about all those untapped minds we got. All those people with dreams. That's the problem. Stop coming here thinking that we have something fancy. We don't. Let's make everywhere else great. I say that the UK is actually great. It's it's the difference between going to a haven holiday village and maybe going to Ibiza. There's quite a difference there, but you get the groove. I just think that was something else that people were ragging on about. Immigration. Why are they coming here? Is it because the quality of life here is better? Well, if that's the case, then man, help. And don't just do the little things to make yourself feel better. Like, actually help. Actually do something to make people's lives better. Give them power. Give them access to communication. Give them all the tools they need. I don't want to see people reading by candlelight if they're reading at all. I mean, it's great, but Chairman Mao was doing that back in the early days. No. We don't need the candlelight, no. Not anymore. We've got LEDs, cheap LEDs. And then someone will say, well, what about all the environmental damage you're going to do by pushing all this? Lots of damage to start with, and then hopefully smooth it out. But we need to stop bickering, stop making out that we're superior in every way, shape, or form, and then actually get to work, putting everyone else on equal footing. Prove that your way's best by taking your way to those that need it, without warping with some dodgy ideologies. Kind of like what I'm doing now. But you get my groove. Sorry, I want to get that off my chest. We need power. The world just needs good, clean power everywhere. Just seems really, really silly, really obvious to me, but then that's probably something that's just not likely to be a thing. Don't you think so? Power everywhere, then you could set up pumps and all that for water and filters and refrigeration and all that for take it to that next level. Anyway, I'm going to head off. I don't know where that come from. I don't know. Did that make any sense? Does anyone else get that groove? Maybe we're being a little too narrow-minded, a little too short-sighted. Maybe being a bit too close-minded under the guise of being such great people. Right. It's like people who argue about classic music or classical music, rock, and all the other genres. Like, they're all good to a degree, with the exception of, I don't know, pop music. But then I guess that depends what you consider as. But it's done. Think about it. I think it'd be a great thing to do. Just instead of making it so that other people have to fire up, coal power plants everywhere and that, why don't we give them a clean alternative? We keep on saying how these things are so great. Well, take the stuff that isn't particularly well developed and isn't particularly efficient. Now that it's only 30% efficient. It's like, well, 30% efficiency where they've got fucking jack all is pretty good. That's pretty good. 30% of something's better than a fucking whole lot of nothing. So, how that went from hatred to clean energy generation. Random mindset today. All because I had too much time to think. Don't let me think. Don't let me think. Bye, bro, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. Prove me wrong. Prove everyone wrong. Just go do it. If you've got an idea and you think it's so great, do it. Do it. As long as you're not hurting other people, do it and prove people wrong. Prove people that your idea is the best one.